played the Rockets. Good night for the big three. LeBron leading the way with 30. 14 in the fourth quarter, by the way. AD and Russ had 27 apiece. Lakers didn't get much else, though, in terms of scoring from anyone else. Melo was the only other guy in double figures. Lakers beat the one-win Rockets by just 2 points. Are we happy? Are we not happy? Nick, what's the bigger headline from last night? The 84 combined points for the big three, or the Lakers almost losing to the Rockets?
To me, the bigger headline is the 84 points, most notably LeBron's 30. Because let's be honest here. This Lakers team has one way to win the championship. Now, a lot of things have to go along with it, but the only way they can win the championship is if LeBron James is still a top 3 player in basketball. And we have not seen a game where LeBron James dominated in the paint since Solomon Hill somersaulted into his ankle like he was at the circus. Oh. We haven't seen it. It's been almost a year. We just haven't seen it.
Somersaulted.
And we saw it last night. He somersaulted. I mean, it was like a trapeze artist who lost his grip. It was outrageous. And we can show you we've seen LeBron score 30. I don't know why you're laughing, Wilds, but we haven't seen him do this. Look at all that green at the rim. 9 of 11 in the restricted area. That is the story, Broussard, because LeBron is in year 19. He is 36 years old, and when he had a big game earlier this year, it was because he was bombing from 3. He needs to still be able to go to this gear. Now, the Lakers are not a very good team right now. They haven't figured out the rotations. They're not good on defense. They haven't figured out how everyone to work together, all of it. But if that changes, it won't matter if LeBron can't still get to this level, and he got there last night. That, to me, is the relevant piece of it.
All right, Nick, I agree with a lot of what you said. I don't think LeBron has to be a top 3 player for them to win it. A top 6, 7-ish, and he still may be top 3.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I think with Anthony Davis playing at the top of his game and Westbrook, I think him being top 6, 7, they could win the championship. But I agree with you that the story is the big three combining for 84 points. All 3 of them played big-time basketball. All 3 of them put up big-time numbers. And in the last win over the Rockets, I know AD only had 16, LeBron had 15, but Westbrook had over 20, but they still were finding their way together. I think the story is that just 8 games into the season, we are seeing signs that those 3 superstars are finding ways to make it work offensively. They all got their numbers last night. We didn't think that was possible. For Westbrook to be Westbrook, like the Lakers have been imploring him to do, and yet LeBron and AD still do their thing. So they're doing it through staggering Westbrook and LeBron's minutes at times, through getting AD at the center, which allows them to spread the floor and open up the paint for Russ and LeBron, to your point, Nick. And so they're playing at a fast pace. I mean, they get it and go. They are fast breaking off of made baskets. All right, and they did it last night. So that's allowing Russ to do his thing. So, look, they're only 8 games in. You said it. They're still a work in progress, particularly on the defensive end. But after 8 games, LeBron, AD, and Russ are figuring this thing out. That's scary, because if those 3 can excel together, Wilds, the only threesome with a chance to beat them is Kevin Durant, James Harden, and yes, I'm about to say it, Kyrie Irving. That's it. If they're going to play offensively together and play well, because defensively they're going to get it together. I'm not saying they're going to be great defensively, but they'll get it together where they're good enough defensively. So I'm not worried about them beating the hapless Rockets, by 2 points. The fact that those 3 are getting on the same page this early, there'll be more bumps in the road, but this is a great sign for Lakers fans, Wilds.
Yeah, you guys are fired up. I actually stayed for the post game when they raised a banner, said, hey, we beat the worst team in the NBA by 2 points. They raised it up. It was a really nice moment, Nick. I was texting you the whole time like, wow, we should go out there and see that. It's really pretty. I do have a question for you, though, Nick. This is the second time this year that have gone, and social media has gone, about an Anthony Davis injury. If we can show this one. Do we think that this is just Anthony Davis being demonstrative and being a little bit of a, I don't know, drama-filled guy? Or do we actually think that he's not 100% and that we can only have so many of these moments until one of them actually hits? Because as much as we like Russ, as much as we like LeBron, if Anthony Davis actually goes down with one of these, they're cooked. So what was your take on yet another scary moment for AD?
Those aren't scary to me because I'm just used to it. I mean, and again, I think AD is one of the 75 greatest players ever. He made the list. He deserved to be on the list. I have tremendous respect for him. So this is going to sound more insulting than I mean it to. But we all have kids, and we all know the sound of they're hurt, okay, and the sound of, oh, my God, they're hurt. And Anthony Davis, it's a lot of, like, I'll have a friend over to the house. They'll be like, did your daughter just scream upstairs? I'm like, yeah, she did. She's fine, though. I can tell. And with AD, it's like, oh, he's fine. He's like, and so he just, his natural reaction, Broussard, to a natural basketball fall very often is, oh, my God, my Achilles. But he's fine. So, like, no, I'm not. It's just who he's always been. And so I'm used to it. And by the way, Broussard, the year they won the title, you saw LeBron was used to it too. There's a great moment in the playoffs where AD goes down. I think it's the conference finals. And he's, like, grabbing his leg. And LeBron, who loves AD like a brother, could not be less concerned. You saw LeBron walking back. He's like, okay, he's going to be all right. So I'm not worried about it, Broussard, in that regard.
Well, Nick, of course LeBron's not worried about it because he does it too. All right, and I love LeBron. All right, I love LeBron, but he does it too, just like AD. When either one of them goes down, you think, oh, my gosh, is this it? Season-ending injury? And then they're back up and they're finishing the game with 25 more points the rest of the way. So, but the fact is, Nick, and you got to admit this, regardless of how he acts when he goes down, AD is always an injury risk. It's just from his history.
Yes,
kind of like Kyrie, right? Like, you do have to worry about that, but I like it.
And the left of time for Nick to hand out NBA medals. Heat Mavs. Miami was on a mission last night in Dallas. 4 guys finished with 22 or more to get a win over Luka and company. Jason Kidd said after he would consider Miami the best team in the league right now, but no medals for any of the Heat stars. Nick, which 3 guys did it best last night?
By the way, I agree with Jason Kidd. Right now, the Miami Heat are the best team in the league, and they are playing a suffocating brand of defense. However, unfortunately, it does not get you on the medal stand today because Chris Paul, 3rd all-time in assists. 3rd all-time in assists. Chris Paul, it's where he's going to finish his career 3rd all-time. LeBron maybe catches him at some point. He's not going to be able to get up to 2nd. He's like 2,000 behind. But and by the way, he also, he had a great game last night. It wasn't just that he became 3rd all-time, 14 and 18 for Chris Paul, but he gets the bronze. Silver medal. Right now, the best team in the West, which means, wait, we're talking about the Jazz? It's the regular season, America. Listen, it's not Donovan's fault that this team can't win in the playoffs, but he does get some of the credit for how good they are in the regular season. 36, 8, and 6 for Donovan Mitchell. He gets a silver medal. And my God, guys, folks said it would never happen. We have a 2-time medalist in year 19. Wow. LeBron Raymond James. 30 points, 10 assists, got to the paint at will. People thought when LeBron was at Sierra Canyon games, he was there to root on Bronny. Yes, but also there to scout Jalen Green because he knew all his weaknesses, took advantage of them. 30 and 10 for the King as the Lakers. We'll talk more about them later. Not exactly an impressive effort for anyone outside of their big 3, but look at that. Bang on your head. 30 and 10. LeBron gets the gold. Your thought, Broussard.
Well, look, a shout out to LeBron.